Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? So, first things first, I have no idea what I'm gonna say in this video today. Oh man. I just wanted to push record and start talking to you guys about life, I guess. And I have these post-it notes over here. I'm sitting in the dark with, this is the candle that I have next to my computer, and I've got a candle over there going, and I'm drinking some coffee, and I've just been in my head all day today. I love doing the shopping videos over here and the Tik Tok things, and I'm going to continue to do those, and I have some new ideas for things over here. But I love just having this channel be like just my life too. You know, I actually was thinking the other night, I was like, maybe I should change the title of this channel and just call it like Peter's Life or The Life of Peter or something like that. But anyway, I have these post-it notes. I constantly am, you know, writing post-it notes. I love post-it notes, and I make a list every day of like all of the things that I'm gonna do, and then I cross them off. I print it out. I also have legal pads and notebooks right here every single day of things that I'm doing, projects that I'm working on, just all kinds of thoughts. I make lists about everything, as you probably know. But anyway, I had made these two, I put on a post-it note, 2 videos that I wanted to talk about over here. And the first one was talking about my social anxiety. And the second one was talking about body dysmorphia, because I think that those things are important to talk about. And because I didn't want to talk about them from like a clinical point of view, because I don't have a clinical experience talking about that, right? Like I wanted to talk about it just from my point of view of being somebody. I'm like uploading videos while we talk. I wanted it to be from the point of view of, wait, let me pull that up, it's too dark. You know, somebody that's just experienced these things in my life, because my social anxiety is really, really, like I've worked through so much of it. The last couple years on YouTube has really helped me with that, but it's really been an obstacle in my life for me just enjoying life, as has my body dysmorphia. But I'm gonna make those videos at another time, because I've been really struggling the last 24 hours, and the way that I deal with things in life is by talking about them. Not just on YouTube, but like in life, you know. I was taught very early in sobriety to live out loud and to tell on yourself, and whatever you're going through that's telling on yourself. You go to a meeting, you call your sponsor, you call up your support people in your life, and you say, hey, listen, like I'm struggling right now, right? In the last week, I have lost 4 people in my life that were super important to me at one point or another, and all people that I was like pretty close with at one point or another. And yesterday morning I found out that my old sponsor had passed away, and he had been really sick for the last year and had been in hospice for like the last month and a half, I think. So I knew that this was coming. I just didn't know when. And yesterday, I picked up Tanya, my best friend, from the airport. She had gone to Florida and taken 2 of her 2 girls that work for her. And so I was picking her up from the airport, and I got in the car. And music is just always a way for me to grieve. Like, I just love to listen to music that reminds me of certain things. And I first was listening to Joni Mitchell's version of Both Sides Now, because I love that version. It's kind of ghostly almost. And then I was listening to the song Bye Bye by Mariah Carey, which when I heard that after my mom passed away, like it really like resonated with me. I should read you guys some of the lyrics if you've never heard it before, because it's just like, I don't know, like when I sing the song, I like to my, like at the full blast in my car, I feel like I'm singing, you know, to, hold on a second. Boo Radley is wanting me to pick him up. You want me to pick you up, Boo Radley? Where's the part? Well, I mean, all of it. Where's it at, Boo? Huh? Part. You never got a chance to see how good I've done, and you never got to see me back at #1. I wish that you were here to celebrate together. I wish that we could spend the holidays together. I remember when you used to tuck me in at night with the teddy bear you gave me that I held so tight. I thought you were so strong you'd make it through whatever. It's so hard to accept the fact that you're gone forever. And, you know, I think when somebody passes in our life, it's like we remember all the people that have passed, you know? And it's like, I was thinking of my mom and my aunt, and it's just like the last 24 hours is like, I've lost 4 people in the last week, and it's like, it's just like so much loss. Like, it's just so much loss, right? And yet, this isn't new to me. I mean, it's a lot in 1 week, right? But it's not new to me. And, now Tucker wants to get picked up. Yeah. I mean, it's not new to me, and, what are you doing? Are you trying to smell the candle, bud? He says, I'm looking around, I'm being an adventurer. I've had people, you know, I feel like that's just been part of the condition of my life for a very long time now. And I think also when you're in, we just did a review video of BarkBox, so I think they're looking for traits. But when you're a person in recovery and you've been around for a while, like, people die of addiction, you know, it's sad. And my sponsor passed sober and had been sober for a very long time. I think he had 2 years more than me. I'm not sure. But I was like sitting here and I was like reading my meditation books, and I was reading this one by Amy Dean. I love this book. And it's called Nightlight by Amy Dean. It's nighttime meditations. And so I was reading the meditation for today. And it was interesting what it said, because it said, here, let me read it to you. It said, the quote says, how vastly different a troubled question looks to us at noonday and at midnight. We flinch in the hours of darkness from a problem we can meet bravely when we are on our feet and under the momentum of the noonday vigor, by Charles Newcomb. We've often heard the phrase, we've heard the phrase, things will look better in the morning. Somehow in the light of day, in the hustle and bustle of routines, our problems seem to recede from the shores of our minds. But as the hours turn from day to night, shadows lengthen, the stream of life stills, and our problems seem ready to wash up once again at our doors. Perhaps we trust the day more because of the light and nature's rhythms. As night, the darkness shrouds our vision, nature stops its movement, and people seem to be on their own rhythms. Yet we can trust the night by depending... I was like reading this and I was like, this is in total opposition to what I feel. Like, I trust the night. Like when the daylight comes, like, and I think that's like, you know, I'm such a believer in like seasonal affect disorder and stuff. I didn't when I was younger, and I can remember my mom said, you know, as you get older, trust me. You know, and it's like I woke up today and it's like rainy and gloomy and the leaves are everywhere and it's supposed to snow this weekend and it's like high of 40 today. And I'm like looking outside and I'm like, it's just a sad, gloomy day. Like, you know, it just... It's just so hard, you know, and it's like, and I just said this in my Peterisms video because I really, truly believe this. Like, you know, every situation that I go through in my life, I look at the takeaway, right? Like, I look at, what's the takeaway? What's the positive in this? What's the negative in this? Like, what's the reality, right? Like, I try to look at the takeaway. And the takeaway for this is that this is just life, you know? It's the bitter and sweet of life. We wouldn't, like I just said this in my video, we wouldn't have the happy without the sad. We wouldn't have the loss or the gain without the loss, the success without the failure. It's just, it's how life works, you know? And I've accepted that, but it still makes it really, really tough. And I think the harder thing is too, like as you get older, like the road narrows when you lose more people that you knew or that you know. And especially like when they're contemporaries of yours, because it makes you really start questioning your own mortality a lot. Like when it's people that are your own age and you're like, God, like how much time do I have left? I'm not ready to go. I've got things to do. I've got things I want, even if it's just finishing a TV series, you know, and I'm being honest, you know. I can remember talking to my Uncle Dave before, like 6 months before he passed away. And I was talking to him about some TV shows because he loved detective TV shows. And I asked him, like, and he was a long-term heart patient. And I said, are you going to watch the show or whatever? And he goes, no. And I said, why not? And he goes, because I'll never make it past season 1. I'll be gone before then. And I can remember thinking at that time, like, God, what a weird reality to live in that, you know? But as you get older, like, you really start thinking that way. Somebody commented on my Twitter, I wish I could find the tweet, and they were so nice, and they said, you're always so motivating and inspiring as far as, like, just continuing to, like, move forward. And, like, you know, in all honesty, like, I don't know what my alternative is. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm such a believer in the, hold on, let me read this, because I love this, Hartsill Wilson, here it is. I used to read this every day back in the day when, there's a picture of him. I've never seen what he looked like before. We used to read this every day when I worked in treatment, and this is the beginning of a new day. God has given me this day to use as I will. I can waste it or I can use it for good. What I do today is very important because I'm exchanging a day of my life for it. When tomorrow comes, this day will be gone forever, leaving something in its place I have traded for it. I want it to be a gain, not a loss. Good, not evil. Success, not failure. In order that I shall not regret the price I paid for it. And the price that you pay for it is just mindlessly just walking through life and not acknowledging things. And the thing that's so hard is, like, I want to feel the sadness of losing a friend. Like, I want to feel that, right? Because, like, I had a friend of mine that said to me this years ago. She said, if I can't cry about it, it means it didn't mean something to me to begin with. I want to cry about stuff. I want to feel it. I want to feel it on a deep, you know, to my core level. And then I want to move through the pain and carry the memories of those people with me, because I don't want to live in that sadness all the time, you know? And I think the truth, really, and it's interesting because, oh man, if I knew where to pull it up in my book, I would pull it up, but I wrote it in my book. Actually, give me one moment, please. It went out of focus for a second. So here is the book that I wrote, The Before, Now, and After Then by Peter Monn. There's my picture on the back of it. There's a part in here. So it's about a twin whose brother passes away, an identical twin. And there is a part where his dad takes him to go look for a car. And they... Hold on a second. Oh, I think I found it. So they're telling all these memories. His brother's name is Sam, and the main character is Danny. And where is it at? He says, here it is. He says, I looked up at the cloudless sky, almost too perfectly blue. Do you ever wonder where he is? Do you ever wonder if he knows what you're doing, what we're doing or thinking? All the time, Dad said. But if I had any question about an afterlife before, I don't anymore. I'm sure of it. What do you think it's like? I asked. Dad sat back. Do you remember that one summer we took you kids to visit your mom's friend on Beaver Island in Michigan? I nodded. Do you remember that small house we stayed in and played cards at night eating cheese sandwiches with mayonnaise? During the day, we'd swim out in the front of the house. The water of Lake Michigan as clear and cold as possible for late summer. I think he's there, waiting for us. I think he swings on that old swing, Griffin running around his feet. Maybe they walk together on the beach and Sam makes him fetch sticks like we used to in the backyard. And then he was really crying. I miss him so much. I started crying too. Sometimes I think he's going to run back through the front door and call me and ask if you guys can stay out late, he said, wiping his eyes. But I know he's not. And that's why we have to move through it and remember him the best we can. He would want it that way. And this is the part that I was going to reference. I think it's funny how people say what dead people would want as if they would know. But in this statement, he was correct. Sam would not want anyone stuck in time because of him. I think he's waiting for us in that swing too, I said, smiling and wiping the tears away from my cheeks. Now how about my car? I think that's like so true, you know, but like, I don't, that like, we always say like, oh, they wouldn't want us to do this, or I don't know, like, you know, like, my mom, when she started getting sick, you know, she said, I don't want you to never be able to move through it, you know, or move on. She was like, but I don't, like, I hope that you, like, grieve me a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hope you think about me a little bit. And, but I do think it's true, you know, and I remember, like, I had this moment when I watched the movie Up. Alex and I went and saw it, like, when we first started dating. And it was weird because I was kind of, like, looking for a sign from my mom. And so we went and saw that movie, and there was a part when, I should look it up and see exactly what it says, but she says, he's looking through an old scrapbook, and in the back, his wife has passed away, and he finds where she has listed, she said something about go have an adventure on your own. It's an adventure book. And it says, thanks for the adventure. Now go have one of your own. And I can remember seeing that movie. I was like, that day, I can remember just like praying and being like, God, I just want like some sign from my mom, you know? And we went and saw that movie, and I just like lost it in that movie. I know it's a movie. It's probably not any deep sign, but like it meant something to me, you know? So, you know, I think about that Hartzell Wilson thing when it says gain, not a loss. And then I think about the Both Sides Now song by Joni Mitchell and Judy Collins, where it says something's lost and something's gained. And I think that's kind of life, you know, is I think that there's a lot of loss, but there's a lot of gain too. And I wouldn't be so sad if I had never met him. But greater is the impact that he had on my life. And I'm so thankful for that. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and just talk tonight. And if you want to hear more, I'm sure I will be doing it over on my vlog. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.